Welcome, ladies and gents, and ladies, to Let's Randomly Play some Dwarf Fortress. I've actually played this before. I did a little channel update video where I happened to be playing this at the time. However, there was an older version of the game and such and such, and I fancy doing it properly this time instead of just mucking about like I did last time. So anyway, Dwarf Fortress, you may have heard of it, you might not have. It's a free game that you are... Oh, hang on a second. Right. Sorry about that. My dog came to say hello, because he's good at doing that at the most inopportune moment. Anyway, yes, I'm playing Dwarf Fortress. It's a fantasy game, which has two distinct different modes. These two modes you can play the game in are one, which is Dwarf Fortress mode, which is basically a city building game where you build an underground dwarf mine / fortress type thing. And the other mode it has is adventure mode, which is kind of like your average roguelike from back in the day. And don't let that scare you off, it's honestly quite fun. I like it a lot, in spite of the fact of how much I'm good at, well, how good I am at failing at games and stuff like this. So we're just going to play this for a bit, and hopefully you will see why I like it, and maybe give it a try for yourselves. As I said, it's free, you can download it. Maybe you like, it doesn't take much to run at all. It's not very big, although I will provide a separate link to... Now you see, because the original game, like a roguelike of old, uses a... Well, basically, graphically speaking, it uses ASCII characters to build the world that you look at when you play, and it's very, very confusing to do that. So I'm playing the game with a texture pack, much as you probably would for something like Minecraft. And I'm going to be making a couple more Minecraft comparisons later on, so don't get all annoyed if you're a Dwarf Fortress fan that doesn't like Minecraft or something. So anyway, we're going to start a new game, and we're going to play an adventure mode. You've got three modes, actually. You've got Dwarf Fortress, as I explained earlier. You have Adventurer, and you have Legends. And Legends is kind of like a encyclopedia mode, where you can basically just find out all the information about the world you're playing in, stuff like that, study the historical figures, look at the map of it, and things like that. Every world you play in on Dwarf Fortress is automatically generated, much in the same way that when you play Minecraft, it automatically generates a new world for you to play in every single time. That's completely random. However, Dwarf Fortress takes this to almost absurd extremes, whereby it not only generates a world for you to explore, it generates everything about that world. It generates for you an entire fantasy universe for you to play in. It names the entire sort of like planet you're playing on. It gives you a whole bunch of different continents. It even generates little fantasy kingdoms, wars, famous characters, kings, emperors, princes, princesses, famous heroes, infamous dragons and mega beasts and things like that that wander the world. It's quite epic, really. So anyway, we're going to start a new game, and as you can see, you can pick a human of Jonubehal. All these names, by the way, are randomly generated. Pretty much everything about this game is randomly generated. A human of Pesor Rosmik, and all these different, like, human of insert name here. These are all different countries within the world. So we've got these 4 human ones, we've got 4 elf ones, and we have 4 dwarf ones. And you can also play as a human outsider. I'm not entirely sure what that is. And you can choose, like, say here, I've got Zon Zataminod from Edimizrol, who is a character I'm also playing in another game of, who I have saved, and I can go back to it anytime I want. However, we're going to make a new character. It's going to be a dwarf. I just like playing as dwarves on this. They get a few bonuses to combat and things. So, it seems Fraps is refusing to play ball today. Unfortunately, it's going to be one of those iffy recordings, but never mind. We're going to be a dwarf of... We can choose any of these kingdoms here on the map. You see, when I hover over one of them on the map, over on the right side here, it highlights the one on the map which you're actually using. That is kind of a zoomed out version of the map. You can see all the little trees and the hills and the ice fields and deserts and such and such. However, the world doesn't look precisely like that. That's just a sort of simplified, zoomed out version of the map. In fact, I will just tab out of the game now and show you the exported JPEG of what the full world map looks like, actually, just to get a better idea of what we're going to be exploring. And this is what we're going to be exploring. As you can see, it's got a whole bunch of different continents. These all have names, these different continents as well. You have this one large one over here, there's another one over here, this one I think is probably more inhabited than this one. This one is sort of inhabited down here. You see all these little round things like those are all little castles. And all these little house type things, they're all little villages and such and such. These obviously are mountains here, these are hills and grassland. These over here are marshes. This up here is like sort of swampland and jungles. There is up here, you can see there is a dwarf kingdom, like a dwarf underground fortress up here. But other than that, this entire northern part is fairly uninhabited. I might go exploring up there at some point. Down here we've got all these sort of frozen ice fields and glaciers and things. Over here we've got these are mountains here, but they're pink because they're haunted. It's a haunted terrain type, it's full of all sorts of nasty creatures and such, and all these pink things here. These are dark goblin fortresses, so this little mini continent down here is home to sort of the evil goblins and all sorts of horrible nasty things like that. Now, as you can see, there's other things like this red thing here, which I think might be a volcano. I'm not entirely 100% sure on what some of these things actually are on the map, mind you. Even with this texture pack installed, it sometimes can be a bit iffy in terms of trying to determine exactly what it is you're looking at, but anyway. Anyway, I'm going to tab back into the game now, and I'm back. So, as I said, we're going to play as a dwarf. I think we will play as a dwarf from that little bit up at the top there, actually, a dwarf of Eto Maban. We can also pick our status at the side here, over here. We can be a peasant, hero, demigod, and basically that's the starting difficulty of the game. And like you might think, it's actually in reverse. Peasant is the hardest, because you start as like a peasant. Hero is medium, demigod is the best. I'm going to start as a demigod. For the simple reason that it's very easy to get killed on this anyway. And if you didn't already catch on by me saying it's basically like a roguelike, in this game if you die there is permadeath. If your character dies, that's it, you have to start another character all over again. So to make things easier on myself, I normally pick demigod, even though, as I said, I'm quite capable of dying regardless. So now we're on the create character screen. We've basically got our attributes and our skills, much in a similar manner to an Elder Scrolls game almost, actually, in that sense. I'm going to increase our strength to the maximum. I'm going to increase our agility, toughness, endurance, disease resistance. I'm going to increase our social awareness to the maximum. Some of these skills actually currently in the game don't do anything yet. They've not been implemented as actual sort of functional things. The game is still very much a work in progress, really. Anyway, but I am going to put social awareness to the max, because social awareness is what allows you to recruit more party members to help you. So empathy as well helps with that, so I will increase that a bit. And we've got 10 remaining points, so I'll put that into agility. So, and that's all our points for abilities spent. We will now do our skills. Now, I'm going to be an axe dwarf. I like axes in this game because they're great fun in combat. Now, this game has very interesting and quite hilarious combat at times. But axes are great in combat because they allow you to hack off limbs and chop people's heads off very easily and stuff. So they're good to use. I'm not so much of a fan of maces and hammers and things like that. The combat in this game, which we will get into later, is actually a lot of fun. It's very, very, very sandboxed in the sense that you can fight almost any way you can possibly imagine. There's even a skill here, miscellaneous object user at the bottom here, which is a actual weapon skill for fighting with just random objects you come across, like a broken bottle or a chair or, you know, a table leg or anything like that. It's quite hilarious. So anyway, we're going to be a talented axe dwarf. We're going to increase our fighter skill, so it increases our just general fighting ability, as I recall. Skilled fighter. We'll increase our swimming skill, because on this game I often have a bad habit of drowning because I haven't picked any swimming skill. I'm drowning by accident and then dying a sort of very ignoble death, just by falling into a river by accident or something. I will increase. We're going to be a skilled shield user, and we're going to increase our armor skill as well. Actually, we're going to be a skilled armor user as well. So we've got 27 points remaining. I will put a few points into observer. That will allow us to spot enemies, and I think I will put some into striker. That will help us with if we happen to lose our weapon in the middle of a fight, we can still shield bash people or just punch them and hit them. The rest I will maybe put into one of our existing skills if I can. Don't think I can. Let's just put a point into dodger, so we're a novice dodger as well. Right, so that's all of our skills adequated. What the hell did I... Why did I think to say that? That's not even a word. So all our skills assigned or allocated, if you prefer. Anyway, we press done. Now we get to name our character. And this game basically, you can enter a customized name, or you can basically just hit random name, and the game will give you a random name based on the sort of little fictional Dwarf Fortress language it uses, and it will. Up here you see it'll say, like, the starting one here is Vutok Kem Sorten, which in Dwarf Fortress language means Vutok entrance doors. I'm going to just flip through a few random ones until we find one that's either awesome or hilarious. You get some pretty funny ones on this sometimes. Rock Steel Storms, Item Crystal, Paddled, Kib, Bean Staves, Die Throw. I need something dwarf sounding. Sarvesh, Scaly Rope, Unwillful Trades, Zas Play Tool, Miston Pick Guilds, Pick Rust, Virgin Attic, what the hell? Errol Thundered Bell, that sounds interesting. Thundered Bell, alright, we'll go with that. And then we just hit enter to go, and we will be plonked down into the world. Let's enter to close the window, and there we go. This is us. This is Errol Thundered Bell, standing right here. This little dwarf guy you can see here with his axe. That is us. This is the world around us. Moving along, you can use the L key to look around and examine what different things are. So, for example, I'm hovering over myself now, and it says here we have an axe dwarf. Hover over this stuff. This down here, this brownish stuff is loam. This over here is dense meadow grass. These over here are alder trees. Now, this may look a bit confusing. You see all these arrows over here, and you move that way, and look, we've gone into a sort of new area, you'd think. Basically, you need to think of the Dwarf Fortress world like this. Imagine Minecraft, where you have a world made completely out of blocks that are all on the same level as one another, or a level higher or a level lower, but it's all sort of, every level in the game is the equal distance from one another, basically. Imagine that the Dwarf Fortress world is exactly like Minecraft, except it's being displayed in a top-down 2D fashion. So, as you can see, these arrows here indicate a slope that goes up or down. So, the arrow points up, you go up a slope. Arrow points down, you go down a slope. So now we're in this little dip here in these hills over here, and if we move up, we get onto the top of this little hillside here. Where you can still see down here, like the lower bit we were just in, except it's a little less detailed because we're now above it. Once you get your head around that, the way the world is displayed to you, the game becomes a lot easier. So anyway, we are... Where the hell are we, actually? We are here, wherever this place is. We are not far away from Ruffner's Romances, the hamlet. So there's a little village to the south of us, which I think we'll head towards. And I think this is a little dirt path or road here, this lone bit here that we're following. Oh yeah, and there's a crossroads here, and this red stuff that looked quite ominous is actually really just furrowed loam. It's kind of a lot like Minecraft in the sense that you get different materials in the game, like different types of terrain. Say for instance here you have furrowed silty clay as well as furrowed loam. But it's a lot more advanced than Minecraft in the sense that you get lots of different types of stone and lots of different types of soil, and grass and this, that, and the other. So anyway, I'm just going to keep following this road this way. It's very almost Elder Scrolls / Mount and Blade-esque in the sense that you have this big open world to explore, and you can do basically just whatever the hell you want. You can also fast travel in this, which I may have to do, actually, in order to get... Oh, no, I think we've arrived. Yep, here's a little house here, as you can see. There's a kind of fog of war in this game, as you can see as I move around. This blue stuff over here, that is... As you can see, this area down here is a level down below us right now on the level we're at, which is over all this stuff here. The blue stuff is a further level down from this, but it's blue because you can't actually see it from where we're standing up here. So if we go down here, we go up this hill, we get up to here, we go down a bit further, we get to this bit with a little hut over here, and we go down a bit further and there's another hut here, and there is a, what is this? A well. So I'm going to go back up the hill, past all these little farming field things, I think that is. We'll go in here and say hello to the people who live here. We have a human bone carver and a human farmer, a human hunter, a human brewer, a human herbalist, a farmer, another herbalist, a weaver, a farmer, and a mason. We've also got a bunch of things like a table. It says jet table because the table itself is made out of jet, and a zinc throne because the throne is made out of zinc. And a limestone cabinet, so it's a stone cabinet made out of limestone. So there you are. See how it all works now. Here we have many objects. A sheep wool bag, two sheep wool bags in fact, 2 rope reed fibre bags, and an alpaca wool bag. I'm not going to take any of those because I might count as stealing and I'll be in a bit of trouble. Unfortunately, there aren't any soldiers or military types in here, because soldiers you can recruit to go with you. That's like sort of swordsmen, crossbowmen, that kind of thing. You can take them with you in a very Mount and Blade-esque sort of a way. However, we can talk to these people and get our first quest. You begin a conversation with the bone carver. We shall greet him. My name is Errol Thunderbell. He says, "Hello, dwarf, I am Uker Cambidize. Don't travel alone at night or the bogeyman will get you." And he's not kidding, by the way. Bogeymen are an actual thing in this. He's not just saying that. And they're freaking terrifying. They're these horrible little goblin-esque creatures which only come out at night, and they're very difficult to kill. And they will hunt you down and murder you unless you manage to get to a little town before nightfall. So we can do a bunch of things. We can attempt to trade with him, although he's not a trader, so that won't work. We can ask him to join us, but he's just a bone carver. He's just a little civilian. There's no point in taking him with us. We can ask him for permission to stay the night. We can ask him about our surroundings, which I will do. Fine Dresses is a half day's travel to the southwest. In the year 207, the human Zekdu Strayraptor became a farmer in Fine Dresses. Well, that's fascinating. Sometimes they'll give you useful info, and sometimes they'll just give you garbage like that. Where's the capital city, then? Sink Valleys is far to the west, so maybe we'll go visit the capital at some point. Who knows? We can accuse him of being a night creature, although he's blatantly not a night creature, so we're not going to bother with that. We can ask him about his profession. He's a bone carver. We can ask him about his family. He doesn't have any family to speak of. Now we can ask him if there's anything we can do for him. A creature of the night has our people cowering in fear. Song Caverns, the Scars of Tarnishing, is a short walk to the south, which will be some sort of cave or some sort of thing like that. Seek this place and kill Jazro Riddlewatch's The Hail of Abysses. Body corrupted beyond reckoning, he assumes a beastly form to terrorize us. This vile fiend murdered Olaf Two-Tones. Oh no! I didn't know Olaf, but I will try and avenge him the best I can. Beware, it is said that only iron harms the creature. Other arms may not cut so deeply. I don't actually know what weapon I've got, actually, at the minute. I'll have to check that. Let's have a look. Inventory. We have a silver battle axe, which is actually kind of rubbish. We have a copper shield, silk trousers. We have a silk dress for some reason. Maybe dwarves wear dresses, I don't know. We have a wool robe, a wool cap, some silk gloves, some shoes. Basically, we don't have any proper armour at the minute other than our shield. We also have a large copper dagger, which is in our silk backpack. And we have a small water skin with some water in. Yes, you need food and water in this game to survive. That's worth pointing out. We also have 5 cave fishes as our lunch, which we'll eat at some point. However, we're not hungry or thirsty at the moment. You also have to rest and sleep every now and again. So, where did this guy say we had to go? Jazro Riddle Watchers in the Hail of Abysses. If we hit zoom to selected, it should show us where he is. Right, he's to the south of us. So I'm going to hit Shift T, and this will bring us to the fast travel screen. In this sense, it is a little bit like Mountain Blade, or even Daggerfall, actually. So we're going to head off south. We can also get another map open, which is the larger, zoomed-out version of the map that we're currently using. We can keep going south. That over there to the left of me over here now, that's me, the middle one. This over here, I think, must be some type of castle. Which I'm actually going to go and visit, because we need some help on this quest. And we're going to go recruit some people to help us do this. So, let's stop fast travelling, and we'll move on to the castle and say hello. May even stay the night there, depending on the time of day. We just need to keep heading south. You can see up here, at east, south, eastwards is the direction of our quest objective. And south is the castle. So, we need to keep going south. Ah, we found the castle wall, and this should be the gate over here. There we go. Right, we're now inside the main courtyard. Oh, hello, there's a person over here. Who are you? This is a human crossbowman. Hello. He is Com Madgrape. Do not travel at night, or the bogeyman will get you. Fancy joining me? I will agree to travel with you if you lead me to glory and death. Well, I'll certainly lead you to death, but I don't know about glory. So, he is now our first party member. He is going to follow us around. Now, I like to sometimes rename my characters. So, I can remember who they are in the midst of combat and such. So, if we press Y to customize him, we can customize his nickname. Right, hang on. Right, what I wanted to do actually was name my party members after different subscribers, but since I can't actually think of a way off the top of my head to do that fairly, in terms of like randomly picking a subscriber to name a character after, I'm just going to give them random names I can think of. So, the human crossbowman shall henceforth be known as Derp. In fact, he shall be Mr. Derp. I mean, I'm assuming he's a Mister. I didn't actually think to check, actually. Description. Yes, he is a medium-sized creature prone to great ambition. That's the default descriptor for humans. His somewhat greasy hair is extremely long. He is tall and fat. He has high cheekbones. His chocolate eyes have large irises. His nose is short. His lips are thin. His hair is amber. His skin is dark brown. His eyebrows are slightly dense. It's a funny way of describing eyebrows, but fine, whatever. I say, so your eyebrows, they're slightly dense today. Should probably pluck them. We have another person over here. It's a human bowman. Let's talk to him. Hello there! Would you like to join me? He is Rosmo Glovepeaked. Fancy joining me? Yes! Brilliant. So, let's have a look at you. Right, you can be Mr. Herp. So you have Mr. Derp and Mr. Herp following us around. I've got two missile guys with ranged weapons. I need to try and find someone with like a sword or an axe or something. Oh, and there we go. I think that's a swordsman over there. Human swordsman, brilliant. Hello there. He's Aquos Misty Autumns. Fancy joining me? Lead me to glory and death. I will almost certainly do that. Let's have a look at you, Aquos. 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 You can be Aquaman. There we go. So for Mr. Hurt, Mr. Derp, and Aquaman. Although I have a feeling he probably can't control the seas. And you are an Axeman. Human Axeman, yes. Talk to you. Thrura tested stranger. I see. Would you like to join me? I will agree to travel with you if you lead me to glory and death. Very well. You can be... Thrura tested stranger. You can be... I don't know. Axie. Look, Axeman. There we go. Hey, at least I know who everyone is at a glance, as opposed to these crazy Dwarf Fortress automatically generated names. Right, I think that'll do for us for now on our first quest. You can get to a point in this game where you can recruit a small army of followers. Where is everyone? You all here? Yes, you are all here. Okay, so let us go travelling towards this place, whatever it was. Oh, I need to leave the site before we fast travel. Come on then. Can I do it now? No. Can I do it now? Yes. Right, let's go find this place. Let's look at our quest log. Where is it then? It should be around here somewhere. I'm just not sure where. You cannot travel through the lair. This must be the place then. This little rock thing here, that's a lair. So let's come out of fast travel and go have a look-see around. I think this might be here. You can just see here this little arrow pointing down there. It's like a hole in the ground. So can we go down it, I wonder, or have I got the wrong place? No, we can't go into it, so it must be the wrong place. It's also blue, so it probably leads down to water. That's what we got here. What are these things? These little sort of bamboo type things. Right, this is exactly what it says on the tin. It's dense arrow bamboo. We appear to be in some sort of jungle by the looks of things. Oh no, that's a cedar sapling. Oh, blimey, okay. I am Jazro Riddle watches the Hail of Abysses. Okay, this person seems to be the person we're after. Strangler of Arco Combined Crowded, whose insignificant name... That's not an insignificant name by any stretch of the imagination, mate. That's quite an impressive name. I struggle to recall. Well, I don't blame you for that. Prepare to die. Okay, where are you? Oh, he's underground. Look, there's a little hole in the ground thing here. Look. Oh, blimey. What the hell? You hack the human in the upper body with your silver battle axe, tearing the muscle and bruising the left lung. An arteries are being opened by the attack. It attacks you, but you jump away. Alright, so... Where are they? I didn't see them anywhere. We apparently just attacked them, but I don't... What? There's us there. There's Mr. Herb. Actually, Axeman there. Mr. Derp and Aquaman. Where are they? Oh, wait, no, here he is. I guess he was in that hole or something. A prone human in a pile of vomit. That's what the description for him is. Okay, what happened there? The flying iron bolt strikes the human in the upper right leg. Okay, so I think the crossbowman... Our crossbowman just shot him. Mr. Derp, I think. Shot him in the right upper leg, chipping the bone. A tendon has been torn. The flying silver arrow strikes the human in the upper left leg, chipping the bone. A tendon has been torn. So he's been shot once by Mr. Herb and once by Mr. Derp. And he's fallen over. And I think he's vomiting everywhere as well for some reason. Right. Let's have a look at you. Hey? Let's have a look at you. Right, he's heavily bleeding, he's in extreme pain, he's winded. Sort of the description. His hair is extremely long, he's muscular, his nose is hooked, his chocolate eyes are... He doesn't seem like much of a night creature, but maybe he's just gone completely insane and is a murderer or something. I don't understand, but anyway, we will kill him nonetheless. Should be quite an easy quest, this, actually. Sometimes they can send you off to kill a freaking giant or something on your first quest, and you're just like, what? Or to hunt a vampire, which is always very difficult. Right, so I'm going to attack him now. And this is basically the two ways of fighting with people. You can either just use the movement arrows to just move towards them. Say, like, I'm here, and if I pressed up on the movement arrows to attack him there, that would just auto-attack him. But I prefer to do it manually, and this is how you do it. You can attack manually, so attack like that, and you can aim for a particular part of their body. See, the upper body.